Have you ever stopped to think about why we feel so out of place when we hit 40? Like suddenly it seems there's an invisible manual saying you can't wear certain colors anymore, certain lengths, that red lipstick you love. Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is no coincidence. The fashion industry built this deliberately. And today, I'm going to expose 6 cruel lies that made you believe your best style moment has passed. Especially lie number 6. That one's a punch to the gut, but it's also the most liberating. So stick with me until the end, because after this video, you'll look at your wardrobe in a completely different way. Lie 1. That elegance has an expiration date. You know that feeling of walking into a store and the saleswoman looks you up and down like, doesn't she realize that's not for her anymore? Yeah, and you know where that comes from? From decades of the fashion industry hammering into our heads that elegance is a matter of age. But check this out. Iris Apfel started her career as a style icon after 80. Carmen De Laurentiis continues modeling in her 90s. And it's not about exception. It's about a truth that always existed but was hidden from you. Style has no expiration date. What happened was the industry realized it was much more profitable to make you believe you needed to adjust to your age. Because then you buy more, change more, consume more, trying to find that right outfit for your age range. So here's the truth. Elegance doesn't age. You don't need to trade your essence for a watered-down version of yourself just because you had a birthday. What makes you feel powerful at 25 can and should keep making you feel powerful at 55. And look, if you're starting to realize that a lot of what you believed about fashion was a lie, subscribe to the channel because the next items will blow your mind even more. Lie 2, that after a certain age, it's better to disappear. Now tell me something. How many times have you heard that mature women need to be discreet, that they need to wear neutral colors, loose clothes, short and well-behaved hair, that drawing attention after 40 is embarrassing? This is intentional. Fashion taught entire generations of women that aging means diminishing, taking up less space, being less, and the result? Incredible women with stories, achievements, baggage that no 20-year-old girl has, hiding behind shapeless, colorless, lifeless clothes. But come here with me. What if I told you that it's precisely now that you should be taking up more space? That this whole discretion thing is just another way to keep you small and insecure? Because look at what happens when you decide to show up. You inspire. You bother those who need to be bothered. You show other women that yes, you can be vibrant, colorful, bold, visible at any age. So forget this hiding business. Wear that red dress, that pink lipstick, that statement accessory, because you deserve to feel incredible, period. Lie 3, the mistake of dressing to look younger and the price. It charges. Now comes the part that hurts but needs to be said. Trying to look younger through clothing is the fastest way to lose exactly what makes you powerful. Sophistication, authority, magnetism. You know when you see that 50-year-old woman wearing the same outfit as her teenage daughter, and for some reason, it doesn't work? It's not because she can't. It's because she's denying who she really is. Because when you try to imitate youth, you give up your greatest advantage, maturity. And maturity in style is about knowing exactly who you are and translating that through what you wear. It's the difference between wearing a piece because it's trendy versus wearing it because it expresses you. It's knowing you don't need a crop top to be sexy. You're sexy in the perfect cut, in quality fabric, in the unexpected combination that only someone with repertoire can pull off. So stop trying to look young, because when you accept your age and wear it with ownership, you become infinitely more interesting. And that, my friend, is irresistible. Now tell me in the comments, have you ever tried to wear something to look younger and felt uncomfortable? Lie 4. The lie that following trends is a sign of good taste. This one is subtle but devastating. The idea that to be elegant, you need to be updated. You need to know the trends. You need to consume what magazines and influencers are dictating as the season's must-haves. But you know what the truth is? Elegance was never about following. It was always about creating. The women we remember as style icons, Coco Chanel, Diana Vreeland, Audrey Hepburn, they didn't follow anything. They created. They had a point of view, a signature, their own way that was impossible to copy, and the fashion industry hates that. Because a woman with her own style doesn't consume compulsively, she chooses. So here's the invitation. Stop being a follower. Start being the author of your own style. This means knowing your body, your lifestyle, your real preferences. Not what Instagram is telling you you should like. It means having the courage to repeat outfits, to invest in quality instead of quantity, to create a wardrobe that tells your story. And if you're enjoying all these truths, subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more content like this coming. Lie 5. That pleasing others is more important than feeling good. Look, this lie lives so deep inside us that sometimes we don't even notice. How many times have you not worn something because you thought, oh, what will they think? Or, isn't this too much? We were trained since we were little to wear clothes to please, to fit in. And the fashion industry took masterful advantage of this. Because while you're worried about pleasing others, you never get to the point that really matters. Feeling good, feeling like you. And there's a moment in life, and I hope this video is that moment for you, when we realize that style isn't about external approval. It's about personal expression. It's about you looking in the mirror and thinking, yes, this is me, and I look incredible. Because when you finally stop dressing to please and start dressing to express yourself, something magical happens. You attract exactly the people who need to be in your life. So tell me in the comments, when was the last time you wore something just because you wanted to, without caring about anyone's opinion? Lie 6. That changing your look after a certain age is ridiculous. And we arrive at the lie I consider the cruelest of all, the one that imprisons the most, the idea that after a certain age, you can't change anymore. Experiment. Be bold. Reinvent yourself. Like there's this invisible belief that you need to find your style around 30 and then boom, freeze there, because changing after that is desperate, immature, ridiculous. But come on, who said that? And more importantly, who benefits from you believing that? Because keeping you afraid to try new things, to experiment with different cuts, to test colors you've never worn, keeps you small, keeps you in a comfortable and predictable box. And you know what's real? The most interesting women I know are the ones who never stopped reinventing themselves. At 45, they decided to cut their hair super short. At 52, they started wearing only black. At 60, they discovered pink. Because style is alive. It changes as we change. And you have permission to change, to experiment, to make mistakes even. The fear of being ridiculous? That's just another control tool. Because a woman who dares, who experiments, who's not afraid to make mistakes, that woman is dangerous. So if you've always wanted to make that change in your look but were afraid, cut your hair, change the color, try that style. The time is now. Look, if you've made it this far, I hope one thing has become clear. Elegance never had anything to do with age. It was always about authenticity, about courage, about you deciding you're going to dress for you. These 6 lies that the fashion industry built, they serve to keep you buying, consuming, seeking approval. But when you expose them, that's when you become free to create the style that was always rightfully yours. And if you want more content like this, that exposes the industry's lies and helps you build a style that's truly yours, subscribe to the channel. Now tell me, which of these lies hurt you the most? Write it here in the comments because I want to know. And you can be sure you're not alone in this. See you in the next video.